Alright, hello grade 8s and welcome to lesson 11.2, surface area of a cylinder. And if you're following along your textbook, it's on page 374 of your textbook. And the goal is to develop and apply a formula for calculating the surface area of a cylinder. Alright, there's a lot here, so you're going to have to pause a lot to take all this down. So it's a lot of steps, so I'm going to talk you through it. So here we go. Alright, first of all, see these objects? Yes, that's my child's thermos that she brings to school. One of these, she actually picked this one over here. Surprisingly, I know, Princesses, Minnie, but she picked this one. Anyway, this is the same as, this is the net for a cylinder, okay? Here's the top, the base, or the bottom, and here's the curved surface. The curved surface around here, if you flatten it out, it becomes a rectangle, okay? So here's the net for that, all right? So again, this is that, this is the same thing, all right? So try to visualize this. Now, if we go here, what steps do I need to take? All right, first of all, you are working with two different shapes, so two different formulas, if that's the case. Two different shapes, two different formulas, and you need to determine the area for both of those shapes. Next, the circle, there's two of them, and a rectangle or a square. But there's two circles and there's either a rectangle or a square. However, first step before you do any of this, you need to first determine the circumference of the circle to establish one of the sides of the rectangle. So let's review here. Okay, hope everybody got that. So essentially, you need to find the circumference first, and then you can determine what the curved surface will be. So one of the sides is the circumference. Now in this case, the square, so it will be the same thing, but you will find the circumference first, then the area, times it by 2, find the area for that determined by the circumference of the circle, will give you one of the edges, all right, and then you calculate them all together. So the area of the top and the base plus the curved surface will give you the area of a cylinder. So let's go through this. Now there's a lot here, I know, but it's pretty simple. You just have to keep track of everything, and you should be okay. So if we calculate the surface here, now first thing you're going to do is find the circumference of this circle. Now the radius is 2 centimeters, or the diameter is 4 centimeters. And you're already given one of the measurements for the curved area, and that's 3 centimeters. But what is this? What is the circumference here, which will determine the longer side of the rectangle? Let's take a look. Okay, here we go. All right, so circumference first. First, you're going to find the circumference. So the width of the rectangle equals the circumference of the circle. 2 times pi times the radius. 2 times 3.14 times 2 centimeters. So there's the radius, and this is the model flattened out. Not exactly net because they're not connected. Okay, so 2 times 3.14 times 2 equals 12 centimeters. So the circumference is 12 centimeters. So you have your measurement for one of the sides. 3 centimeters is already given to you right here. Okay? So then, now that we have that, now we have to calculate the area of the top and then the bottom. So you multiply it by 2. So it says right over here, 2 times the area of the base. So 2 times pi times radius squared. So 2. Now you can do this one at a time, then add them, then multiply at the end. Okay, but there's just one way of doing it. 2 times 3.14 times 2 centimeters squared, which comes out to 25.1 centimeters squared. So remember, that's times 2. All right, then we have the area of the rectangle. So the area of the rectangle, area is easy, length times width. So you're given 3 centimeters already. You've determined the circumference, which is 12.6, by finding out the circumference of your circle. You multiply them together. 3 times 12.6 centimeters gives you 37.8 centimeters squared. Now remember, the area here, this is why it's squared, okay? The area is written as a square. Same with here, okay? Then you add these together. So the area of the base and the top, you did those in one shot, 25.1 centimeters squared plus 37.8 centimeters squared gives you 62.9 centimeters squared. Now, squared equals area. Centimeters squared equals area. Okay? I'm telling you this because I'm going to be doing volume next. Not in this video, in another one. So let's review here, shall we? Now, take this down, pause it, take this down if you need to. Okay? But I'm going to continue. So, for review, first, determine the circumference of the circle to determine the length of one of the sides. Calculate the area of the circle. Calculate the area of the quadrilateral, one of the sides being the circumference. Okay? And then add all three values together for the total area of the cylinder. So definitely copy this down. I've given you notes that you can copy these into. So make sure you get your review and get the example down. All right? Good? All is well? Thank you. Talk soon.